Sahih al-Bukhari 1281-1282. Narrated Zainab bint Abi Salama. I went to Habiba, the wife of Prophet, who said, I heard the Prophet saying, it is not legal for a woman who believes in Allah and the last day to mourn for any dead person for more than 3 days except for her husband, for whom she should mourn, for 4 months and 10 days. Later I went to Zainab bint Yash when her brother died. She asked for some scent, and after using it she said, I am not in need of scent, but I heard Allah's messenger, saying, it is not legal for a woman who believes in Allah and the last day to mourn for more than 3 days for any dead person except her husband, for whom she should mourn, for 4 months and 10 days. Sahih al-Bukhari 1283. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet passed by a woman who was weeping beside a grave. He told her to fear Allah and be patient. She said to him, Go away, for you have not been afflicted with a calamity like mine. And she did not recognize him. Then she was informed that he was the Prophet. So she went to the house of the Prophet, and there she did not find any guard. Then she said to him, I did not recognize you. He said, Verily, the patience is at the first stroke of a calamity. Sahih al-Bukhari 1284. Narrated Usama bin Zaid. The daughter of the Prophet, P.B.U.H., sent a messenger to the Prophet, requesting him to come as her child was dying, or was gasping, but the Prophet returned the messenger and told him to convey his greeting to her and say, Whatever Allah takes is for him and whatever he gives, is for him, and everything with him has a limited fixed term in this world, and so she should be patient and hope for Allah's reward. She again sent for him, swearing that he should come. The Prophet got up, and so did Sa'd bin Ubadah, Mu'adh bin Jabal, Ubay bin Kabi, Zaid bin Thibit and some other men. The child was brought to Allah's messenger, while his breath was disturbed in his chest. The sub-narrator thinks that Usama added, as if it was a leather waterskin. On that the eyes of the Prophet, P.B.U.H., started shedding tears. Sa'd said, O Allah's messenger! What is this? He replied, It is mercy which Allah has lodged in the hearts of his slaves, and Allah is merciful only to those of his slaves who are merciful to others. Sahih al-Bukhari 1285. Narrated Anas bin Malik. We were in the funeral procession of one of the daughters of the Prophet, and he was sitting by the side of the grave. I saw his eyes shedding tears. He said, Is there anyone among you who did not have sexual relations with his wife last night? Abu Talha replied in the affirmative. And so the Prophet told him to get down in the grave. And so he got down in her grave. Sahih al-Bukhari 1286, 1287, 1288. Narrated Abdullah bin Ubaidullah bin Abi Mulaika. One of the daughters of Uthman died at Mecca. We went to attend her funeral procession. Ibn Umar and Ibn Abbas were also present. I sat in between them, or said, I sat beside one of them. Then a man came and sat beside me. Abdullah bin Umar said to Amr bin Uthman, Will you not prohibit crying as Allah's messenger has said, the dead person is tortured by the crying of his relatives? Ibn Abbas said, Umar used to say so. Then he added, narrating, I accompanied Umar on a journey from Mecca till we reached Al-Baidah. There he saw some travelers in the shade of a samira, a kind of forest tree. He said to me, Go and see who those travelers are. So I went and saw that one of them was Su'aib. I told this to Umar, who then asked me to call him. So I went back to Su'aib and said to him, Depart and follow the chief of the faithful believers. Later, when Umar was stabbed, Su'aib came and weeping and saying, O my brother, O my friend. On this Umar said to him, O Su'aib, are you weeping for me? While the Prophet said, the dead person is punished by some of the weeping of his relatives? Ibn Abbas added, When Umar died I told all this to Aisha and she said, May Allah be merciful to Umar. By Allah, Allah's messenger, did not say that a believer is punished by the weeping of his relatives. But he said, Allah increases the punishment of a non-believer because of the weeping of his relatives. Aisha further added, The Quran is sufficient for you to clear up this point, as Allah has stated, No burdened soul will bear another's burden. 35.18. Ibn Abbas then said, Only Allah makes one laugh or cry. Ibn Umar did not say anything after that. Sahih al-Bukhari 1289. Narrated Aisha. The wife of the Prophet, once Allah's messenger, passed by the grave of a Jewess whose relatives were weeping over her. He said, "They are weeping over her and she is being tortured in her grave." Sahih al-Bukhari 1290. Narrated Abu Burda that his father said, when Umar was stabbed, Su'ad started crying, "Oh my brother." Umar said, "Don't you know that the Prophet said, the deceased is tortured for the weeping of the living?"